What if I told you that in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how to experience 1,000 years of history, eat street food that costs less than your morning coffee, and discover secret spots in Hanoi that 99% of tourists completely miss? But here's the crazy part: I'm also going to reveal the one thing you should never do in Hanoi that could completely ruin your trip. Stick around because number 7 on this list literally made me cry tears of joy, and number 15? It's going to blow your mind and save you hundreds of dollars. Let's dive in. Hey travel lovers! Welcome back to Cross-World Travel Channel. If you're new here, I create epic travel guides that help you experience destinations like a local, not a tourist. Today, we're diving deep into Hanoi, Vietnam's incredible capital city, and I'm sharing the top 15 absolute must-do experiences that will transform your trip from ordinary to extraordinary. But before we jump in, if this video helps you plan your Hanoi adventure, smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm show this to more travelers like you. And hey, subscribe with notifications on because next week, I'm revealing the secret to getting business class flights to Southeast Asia for the price of economy. You don't want to miss that. Number 15 Train Street Experience. Let's kick off with number 15, the famous Train Street, but I'm going to tell you something that most travel blogs won't. Yes, Train Street is iconic, but here's the insider secret. The best time to visit isn't when everyone else goes. Most tourists show up at 3:30 p.m. for the afternoon train, but locals told me the magic happens at 7:15 a.m. Picture this. You're sipping Vietnamese coffee, the morning mist is still hanging in the air, and suddenly this massive train comes thundering through this impossibly narrow alley. The locals are just going about their morning routine like it's completely normal. But here's what you need to know, and this could save your life: always listen to the cafe owners. When they say move, you move. No photo is worth getting hurt for. Number 14 Weekend Night Market. Number 14 will awaken your senses like nothing else: Hanoi's Weekend Night Market in the Old Quarter. But here's where most people get it wrong. They show up hungry. Big mistake. Let me tell you why. This market isn't just about shopping, it's a full sensory overload. The sounds, the smells, the chaos, it's beautiful madness. But if you arrive starving, you'll make terrible food choices because everything looks amazing. Here's my pro tip. Eat a light snack first, then use the market to try small portions of many different things. I spent 3 hours here and tried 12 different street foods for less than $8. The grilled squid alone made the whole trip worth it. Drop a comment below. What's the craziest street food you've ever tried? I read every single comment. Number 13 Hidden Coffee Culture. Number 13 is something that changed my entire perspective on coffee culture, and I'm not talking about tourist cafes. I'm talking about Hanoi's hidden coffee scene that exists in the most unexpected places. Picture this. You're walking down a seemingly ordinary alley, and you see plastic stools on the sidewalk. You think, this looks sketchy, but then you notice something: every single person sitting there looks completely content, almost meditative. Welcome to sidewalk coffee culture. These aren't restaurants, they're not cafes in any Western sense, they're social institutions. For 50 cents, you get the strongest, most flavorful coffee you'll ever taste, served with sweetened condensed milk and a side of people watching that's better than Netflix. But here's the secret that blew my mind: many of these street-side coffee spots have been family-run for 3, 4, even 5 generations. The woman who served me my coffee? Her great-great-grandmother started that exact spot in 1923. Number 12 Temple of Literature. Number 12 takes us back in time 1,000 years. The Temple of Literature, Vietnam's first university. But most tourists rush through here in 30 minutes and miss the magic. What they don't realize is that this place holds a secret that could actually bring them good luck for the rest of their lives. Stay with me on this. This isn't just a temple, it's Vietnam's first university, built in 1070. The energy here is different. You can feel the weight of history, the reverence for education and knowledge. But here's what your guidebook won't tell you. There are 82 stone stels here, each one honoring doctoral graduates from Vietnam's imperial examinations. Legend says that if you touch one and make a wish related to learning or wisdom, it will come true. I'm not usually superstitious, but I touched one and wished to become a better storyteller. 3 months later, this YouTube channel hit 100k subscribers. Speaking of which, if we're going to hit 500k this year, I need your help. Hit that subscribe button right now, and let's grow this travel community together. Number 11, Hua Lo Prison Museum. Number 11 is heavy, it's important, and it's something every visitor should experience: the Hua Lo Prison Museum, known as the Hanoi Hilton. This isn't going to be fun and games like the coffee shops, but travel isn't always about Instagram-worthy moments. Sometimes it's about understanding, about bearing witness to history. Walking through these cells, seeing the conditions, reading the stories, it puts everything in perspective. This prison held Vietnamese revolutionaries fighting against French colonial rule, and later, American prisoners of war during the Vietnam War. The audio guide is absolutely essential here. Without context, you're just looking at old buildings. With it, you're experiencing human stories of resilience, survival, and the cost of conflict. Take your time here. Sit with the weight of these stories. And maybe, like I did, you'll walk out with a deeper appreciation for peace, for freedom, and for the complexity of history. Number 10, Dong Xuan Market. Number 10 is where Hanoi's heart truly beats: Dong Xuan Market. But I'm going to teach you how to navigate this like a local, not like a tourist with a target on their back. First rule: never shop on the ground floor if you want real prices. The ground floor is tourist pricing. Second floor? That's where locals shop. Third floor? That's where restaurant owners buy their ingredients. But here's the real secret: the best time to visit is 6 a.m., right when it opens. You'll see the city waking up, vendors setting up, and prices at their absolute lowest because vendors want to start the day with good luck sales. I bought a hand-woven scarf on the ground floor for $15. Same exact scarf on the third floor? $3. Knowledge is power, people. And here's something incredible: there's a hidden food court on the top floor that most tourists never find. The pho there is legendary among locals, and it's half the price of tourist areas. Number 9, West Lake Sunset. Number 9 is going to give you the most Instagram-worthy shots of your entire trip, but more importantly, it's going to give you a moment of peace in this chaotic, beautiful city. West Lake at sunset isn't just pretty, it's transformative. After days of motorbike chaos, street food adventures, and sensory overload, West Lake is where Hanoi takes a deep breath. Here's what you need to know. Arrive at 5 p.m., grab a lakeside cafe, order a Vietnamese iced coffee, and just breathe. Watch the locals doing their evening exercises, couples on dates, families sharing snacks. But here's the photographer's secret: the golden hour here lasts longer than anywhere else I've traveled because of the lake's reflection. You've got a full 45 minutes of perfect lighting instead of the usual 20. Number 8, Motorbike Food Tours. Number 8 is going to challenge every comfort zone you have joining a motorbike food tour. But before you say, absolutely not, let me tell you why this changed my entire relationship with travel fear. I'll be honest, I was terrified. The traffic in Hanoi looks like organized chaos. Motorbikes everywhere, seemingly no rules, and here I am, about to climb on the back of one driven by someone I met 5 minutes ago. But here's what happened. Within 10 minutes, I realized the chaos has a rhythm. There's an unspoken language of honks and movements. And my guide? He'd been doing this for 15 years, knew every alley, every shortcut, every secret food spot. In 3 hours, we hit 8 different food spots that would have taken me days to find on my own. From a hidden bun cha place in someone's living room to a dessert shop that's been secret recipe famous for 60 years. Cost? $35 for 3 hours, 8 food stops, and memories that will last forever. Sometimes the best experiences are on the other side of fear. Number 7, Bai Dinh Pagoda Day Trip. Number 7, and this is where I mentioned I literally cried tears of joy, requires a day trip, but it's absolutely worth it. Bai Dinh Pagoda Complex in Ninh Binh Province. Now, I'm not particularly religious, but walking into this complex, something shifted. Maybe it was the scale. This is the largest Buddhist complex in Vietnam, Maybe it was the 500 arhats, each one with a different expression, different story. But when I reached the bronze Buddha statue 10 meters tall, weighing 100 tons and saw Vietnamese families praying together, grandparents teaching grandchildren how to bow properly, tourists and locals sharing the same reverent space. I don't know, something about the universality of hope, of seeking something greater than ourselves. Yeah, I got emotional. Day trip cost $40 including transport and guide. Time 8 hours total. Worth it? Absolutely. This experience reminded me why I travel, not just to see places, but to feel connected to something bigger. Number 6 Hanoi Cooking Class. Number 6 is hands down the best souvenir you can give yourself, learning to cook authentic Vietnamese food. But not at some tourist cooking school. I'm talking about learning from someone's grandmother in their actual kitchen. I found Mrs. Lin through a local friend. She's 73, doesn't speak much English, but her granddaughter translates. For $25, she taught me to make pho from scratch the real way, with a 12-hour broth process compressed into a 4-hour intensive course. We started at 8 a.m. at the local market, choosing vegetables, learning how to pick the best rice noodles, understanding why certain beef cuts matter. Then to her tiny kitchen where she's been perfecting these recipes for 50 years. The pho I learned to make? I've been making it at home for 6 months now, and every time I smell that star anise and ginger combination, I'm transported back to Mrs. Lin's kitchen. That's the kind of souvenir you can't buy in any shop. Have you ever learned to cook local food while traveling? Drop your stories below. I love reading about your food adventures. Number 5 Long Bien Bridge at sunrise. Number 5 requires getting up early, but trust me, Long Bien Bridge at sunrise will give you perspective on Hanoi that changes everything. This bridge was built by the French in 1903, bombed during the American War, partially rebuilt, and still carries trains today. It's 100 years of history you can walk across. But here's the magic: at 5:30 a.m., you'll have this historic bridge almost to yourself. The sun rises over the Red River, the city slowly wakes up below, and you're standing on a piece of engineering that has witnessed a century of change. Local photographers call this the Golden Ribbon, because of how the sunrise reflects off the train tracks. I spent 2 hours here and took over 200 photos, but honestly, none of them capture the feeling of standing there as Hanoi comes alive. Safety note: trains do still run, so stay alert and step aside when you hear them coming. But the early morning trains are rare, and locals will help guide you. Number 4 Hidden Beer Corners. Number 4 is going to introduce you to a drinking culture unlike anywhere else in the world: Bia Hoi Corners. But this isn't about getting drunk, this is about understanding social fabric. Bia Hoi fresh beer is brewed daily and costs about 25 cents per glass. But the real value isn't the beer, it's the social experience. These tiny plastic stools become United Nations meeting points. At one corner, I met a Vietnamese engineer, 2 backpackers from Germany, a local teacher, and an elderly man who fought in the war. For 2 hours, we shared stories, laughed at language barriers, and connected over the universal language of shared experience. This is travel at its purest, not about checking boxes or taking photos, but about human connection. Some of my deepest travel memories aren't of places, but of people I met over 25-cent beers on plastic stools. If you're loving these insider tips, you've got to subscribe right now. I share these kinds of authentic experiences every single week, and I promise you won't find this stuff in any guidebook. Number 3 Water Puppet Show. Number 3 is a 1,000-year-old art form that most tourists dismiss as touristy, but they're missing something extraordinary: water puppet theater. Yes, tour groups go. Yes, it's in guidebooks. But here's what they don't tell you: this art form was created by rice farmers during flood seasons. When their fields were underwater, they literally made art from their circumstances. Watching these hand-carved wooden puppets dance on water while traditional musicians play live music, it's mesmerizing. The stories are simple: farming, fishing, village life, but the artistry is incredible. Book the 8 p.m. show, not the tourist-heavy 6 p.m. one. The 8 p.m. show has more locals in the audience, and the performers always seem more energetic. Plus, the lighting is better for photos and videos. For $5, you get a 45-minute show that connects you to Vietnamese history, artistry, and storytelling traditions. Compare that to $150 Broadway shows, and you realize what incredible value authentic culture provides. Number 2. Old Quarter Walking Tour. Number 2 is going to change how you see cities forever. Doing a proper Old Quarter walking tour, but not with a tour guide. With a local friend. Most walking tours hit the same 10 spots, share the same facts, and cost $20-30. But I'm going to tell you how to get a personalized, authentic experience for the price of a coffee. University students. Hanoi has incredible universities, and many English language students want to practice conversation with native speakers. Apps like HelloTalk or even posting in local Facebook groups can connect you with students who are happy to show you around in exchange for English conversation practice. My guide was Min, a 22-year-old architecture student. Instead of tourist facts, he showed me buildings from an architectural perspective, explained why certain streets specialize in specific goods, introduced me to his favorite childhood snacks. 4 hours later, I didn't just see the Old Quarter, I understood it. And I made a friend. Min and I still chat on WhatsApp, and he's helped me plan return trips. This is what travel should be about: human connection, mutual benefit, authentic experiences. Have you ever made local friends while traveling? Share your stories below. Number 1. The secret I promised. And finally, number 1. The thing I promised would blow your mind and save you hundreds of dollars. Most tourists book their Vietnam experiences through hotel concierges or tour companies. But here's what they don't want you to know: almost everything can be booked directly with local operators for 30–50% less money and with more authentic experiences. That Ha Long Bay tour your hotel quotes at $180? Book directly with the boat operators for $90. Sapa trekking for $200 through agencies? Local guides charge $80. Motorbike tours for $60? Independent operators do the same thing for $25. Here's how. Most local operators have WhatsApp numbers. Spend your first day collecting contact information, comparing prices, and building relationships. Yes, it takes effort, but you'll save hundreds and get more authentic experiences. And here's the warning I promised: never book tours from people who approach you on the street. This is the number 1 way tourists get scammed in Hanoi. Legitimate operators don't need to hustle tourists on sidewalks. There you have it, 15 experiences that will transform your Hanoi trip from ordinary to extraordinary. If this video helped you, smash that like button right now, subscribe for more insider travel tips, and share this with someone planning a Vietnam adventure. Drop a comment telling me which of these 15 experiences excites you most, or if you've been to Hanoi, which experience was your favorite. I read every single comment and often reply with bonus tips. Next week, I'm revealing the secret to flying business class to Southeast Asia for the price of economy. You literally do not want to miss that video. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Until then, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep making memories that matter. See you in the next adventure.